From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, February the 11th, 2022. Latvia's parliament passed a Holocaust restitution bill yesterday to compensate the Jewish community for property lost during the Holocaust. The law on the compensation of goodwill passed 64-21 and authorizes 40 million euros, about $45 million over 10 years. That will also provide assistance to Holocaust survivors and strengthen Latvia's Jewish community, which was almost completely wiped out during the Holocaust, funding Jewish schools and revitalizing Jewish culture. The bill's passage follows years of negotiations with the World Jewish Restitution Organization and others, including the participation of the United States and Israel. Israeli Foreign Minister Yair Lapid said it provides a measure of justice for Latvian Holocaust survivors and expresses a commitment to historical truth, thanking the U.S., the World Jewish Restitution Organization, and other partners for their work which led to this just law. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken tweeted, "I commend Latvia's ongoing work to preserve the memory of the Holocaust and promote education about this dark period in history." The bill passed by Latvia's parliament shows true commitment to addressing Holocaust-era property theft. And EU Commission Coordinator on Combating Antisemitism and Fostering Jewish Life, Katharina von Schnurbein, shared today that the Bundesrat, the upper house of the German government, unanimously endorsed the EU strategy on anti-Semitism and fostering Jewish life and committed to implement its actions. The strategy was adopted by the EU Commission back in October. It aims to combat anti-Semitism through education and training and commits to preserving Jewish heritage. It reads in part, "The dangerous spike in anti-Semitic attacks is all the reminder needed to show that there can be no let-up in our relentless collective efforts to combat anti-Semitism. Beyond this, Jewish life deserves not only to be protected, but to be allowed to flourish in all its diversity. Europe can only prosper when its Jewish communities prosper too." The New York Police Department's Hate Crimes Task Force announced the arrest of a suspect in an assault last Friday night in Brooklyn. As we reported to you, where a Jewish man dressed in Hasidic garb was punched in the face in Williamsburg. There was another similar incident also reported that night. The task force tweeted that a 15-year-old male has been arrested for these anti-Jewish hate crimes. He has been charged with assault and hate crimes. The New York, New Jersey office of the Anti-Defamation League thanked the police department for making the arrest, tweeting of recent incidents, "We are very concerned by this trend. Hate should not and cannot be ignored or tolerated in our city." Turning now to Beijing and Team Israel, Hungarian-Israeli skier Noah Solos finished 34th in the Super G, her last event at the Winter Games. And Ukrainian-born Israeli speed skater Vladislav Bikhanov advanced to the quarterfinals of the 500-meter short track, which will take place on Sunday. Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, February the 11th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue. At 8:30, a concert with the Daniel Zamir Quartet and Tarras Band from the Jewish Culture Festival in Krakow. At 9, it's the film The Making of a Martyr. At 10, Ellie Cohanim speaks with Dumisani Washington on Black-Jewish relations. At 10:30, a replay of the Hampton Synagogue services, followed by a replay from Central Synagogue. And coming up next, a look at this week's Torah portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, February the 11th, 2022. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well, and Shabbat Shalom.